Boxing King Media in association with boxer Ebanie Bridges. I've got a bone to pick with you, Ebanie. Since we did our last interview, I've had messages from Taiwan, Japan, Australia, people begging me, offering me money to buy, to show them that video of you lifting your top up with an interview.
The uncensored, they want to see the uncensored version. Well, you got to go to OnlyFans and you can get it. No, I do appreciate you having respect for me and not giving out any free content. But no, that's funny. Hey, yeah, no, it was good.
I'm still getting them. That interview's now on 250,000 views, which is bonkers, because I think it was in the papers. And I don't know if you've had loads of subscribers from Taiwan, because I think about 20% of the views were from there.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't noticed where they're from, but maybe a lot of followers as well, probably.
Yeah, it was nuts. Some of the conversation messages were coming through in a different language, but I picked up your name, so I knew what they were talking about. Yeah. So just tell me a little bit about. It's been a couple of weeks since you've been doing the OnlyFans gig. Have you met many weirdos? Any weird interactions?
No, you know what? Like, it's all good on there. I'm really enjoying it. I go on there, I can chat to all my fans like one-on-one and get to know people, and it's just cool to like kind of give back a little bit to my supporters and my fans. So, no, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. I think it's a really, really good way to, also for me, not to just give out like all this free content. I'm a businesswoman. This is my career. This is my job. So for me to be able to go on there and show exclusive stuff, whether it be training or bikini or whatever it may be, I think that as a business, I think it's a smart move, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think more people should do it.
Interesting. Talking of supporting people, you're supporting Nicola Hopewell, GBM Sports, Feb 10th. They're back in action again. Just tell the fans who probably don't know, where did your friendship with Nicola start?
Oh, me and Nick, we been friends since like lockdown 2020. When I first got on Twitter, because I never had Twitter before, so I just started Twitter in 2020, and I was just doing my thing, and she was very supportive, and one of the few that was supportive at the time, because a lot of people were like, who is this girl coming out and doing all this and saying all this and whatever. But she's just been a good friend since then, and yeah, I mean, she's obviously like family for me here in the UK, and I'm just blessed to have her friendship and her support as well, for my movement over here.
It's worth mentioning as well, because I've seen that you're going to be sponsoring Nicola as well, which is quite commendable, because you don't need to do that, but you're sponsoring Nicola, and I think you mentioned a few other fighters, but just tell me how you came to that decision.
You know what, I just thought that I have the means for me to be able to help people, and I'm not a really materialistic person, and I've got this money, and I'm just like, what do I want to do? And I've always supported women's boxing, as you know, whether it be on my socials, always supporting all the women and trying to help as much as I can for this sport. And Nicola and Stevie, I'm sponsoring Stevie Levy as well, and I just knew what it was like at that period of my life in boxing, or my career I should say. It was so hard, you know what I mean? It's so expensive when you're fighting on small hall shows, trying to sell tickets to cover your purse, your opponent, and all this kind of stuff, hustling while you're still working full-time jobs, and just that little bit of financial support really takes so much stress off, and it really helps you. And for me, if I wasn't for some of my first sponsors when I was just fully fighting in bloody car parks, so not like actually yes, when I was a teen, but no, like fighting in small hall shows. If I didn't have those sponsors, I would never have made it overseas, because I never would have been able to have a career, because I wouldn't have been able to afford, how much it costs to start out as a professional. And a lot of pro boxers, they don't realise when they go, I want to be a pro, because they think, I'm going to make all this money, but they don't realise it's actually an investment. You have to invest in your career. And some people might not have that money to invest, so to have sponsors and help like that, not only does it help you invest in your career, it could also help take some people to take a little bit of time off work, so they can really give it their all in their fights. And I just know, because I've been there, and because I'm able to and I have the means, why not do it? Especially with like Nicola, I really truly believe in her. I think she's a great fighter. I've sparred her. She's a nightmare to spar as well, and I just think she's going to do really, really well. She's very dedicated. She's a beautiful human inside and out, and I'm just happy that I can give back and be part of her journey. And then, when she's a world champion, she can be like, I can be like, I hope that, and for me that's fulfilling. It's nothing more than that. And same with Stevie, of course. She's a single mum, and she works really hard, and she needs the support just as much. And these are my friends that I believe in and I support. And if I'm able to give that bit back, then I'm going to. You know, I'm not going to look down in whatever however means. Oh God, I wish I didn't give all that money to my friends to help their career because whatever. I'm not like that. Do you know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason, and I just felt inside of me it was just an urge or just something was like, no, you know what? I want you to help these girls. So there I am.
Credit to you. Is there a risk of like people approaching you saying, "Oh, will you sponsor me?" Because there's every chance that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, of course. I know, no doubt. A lot of people will come up to me and want to sponsor, want sponsorship and all that. I suppose there's not often that you see another pro boxer like sponsoring other fighters, but these girls, they've been with me from the start. So before I was a big name blonde bomb, they're my friends. They've always supported me. It doesn't financially to me. Not money means nothing to me, but it's not just about that. Do you know what I mean? I'm able to give back in more ways, so I'm going to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be like, okay, yeah, look, guess what? I'm sponsoring a whole bunch of fighters. These are friends that have supported me the whole way and always had my back and always believed in me as well. So yeah.
I was guessing you're going to be there fight night, Feb 10th in Sheffield.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to it. I was at one of the last GBM shows, and I think it's I think what they're doing is really, really good. They're trying to do something a bit different, especially for the small hall shows, and I think it's really exciting, and they're giving a really good platform for these fighters that are starting out in their careers or in certain positions in their careers where they can have something a little bit like this. Like this, the shows are great. They're fancy and they're fun, and they're doing everything very professionally, and I think they do a really good job, and I think like Izzy, obviously I talked to him, he's really passionate, and I just love that, and then I see the passion, and I want to support these guys as well because we all start somewhere, and these small shows need support just as much because it costs a lot of money to put on shows as well, and these are guys with dreams as well, in their own dreams, to become good promoters, to look after fighters. So and I see what they do and how much they want to help the fighters. Doing things like this helps the fighters. This is all exposure. You don't see many other small hall. I want to call them small hall, but we're talking. There's obviously levels, but they're doing really well, and I think they're commendable. And if you come down to their show, you'll just see that it's not like every other kind of smaller show. Like they really do put effort in, and they are really professional. And I do want to support it.
Definitely so. And just a quick word on yourself. I see you still got a cast on your right hand. What's the recovery period for that?
Yeah, minimum 6 months. Yeah, so we're looking at least summer or end of summer.
Is there any risk of you having to give your title up?
I'm not sure. I feel like possibly. I don't really know the ins and outs. I feel like I have to defend it in 9 months, but I'm not sure how that works with injury. So we have something I would look into, but obviously that's the last thing I want to do. But I'm not going to also force myself into a fight and ruin my recovery for that either, because that's the longevity on my sport, as well. So it's not worth me rushing it just so I can keep my belt and then ruining my career again, like another year out. Do you know what I mean? So everything will happen how it should, and I feel confident that with my commitment and dedication that I have to everything in my life, I'll have the same to my rehab, and I'll be looking to getting in there as fast as possible.
And last question, your arch rival Shannon Courtenay, I think she's been in Thailand recently training with different coaches. I don't know if you've been watching her.
I don't watch her.
All right. It looks like she's going to fight Nina Hughes. How do you see that fight going?
Do you know what? I thought she looked alright in her last fight. I know a lot of people were saying that she looked shit and this and that. I don't know what that is. I actually thought she looked alright, to be fair. I think it's an interesting fight, to be fair. I haven't really seen much of Nina Hughes. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see Nina Hughes' last fight. I still need to watch it. But I've heard good things about her, that she, obviously can fight. Obviously, she's just dethroned Jamie Mitchell, who I rated really highly. I want Shannon Courtenay to get that belt. I want her to win, and I hope she does, because I want to have a unification fight with her, because it just makes it more exciting, So hope she wins. Nothing against Nina, just that, personally, I want to be able to fight Shannon for a belt.
I hope so, because we want to see that rematch, because the first one was a great fight. Ebanie, as always, appreciate your time and all the best. See you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.